VY. Checklist complete.
Hello everyone, and welcome back. In this video, I'd like to show you some exciting improvements we've made to checklist management in SkyMate. With this update, we've introduced a much more convenient checklist readback workflow, and we've also added support for importing PDF and doc checklist files directly into the application. Let's take a look. To access your checklists, simply head over to the aircraft hangar and click on the checklist button for the aircraft you want to configure. For this demonstration, I'm going to use the Cessna 152. As you can see, I already have a checklist loaded, but let's replace it with a new one so I can show you how the import process works. We have also added a new checklist library section to the SkyMate website. There, you'll find downloadable checklists for more than 150 aircraft. These are the same aircraft currently available in our aircraft marketplace, so there is a wide variety of aircraft types already covered. The goal is to save you time and help you get started much faster. For this example, I'm going to download the checklist for the Cessna 152. As you can see, the checklist follows a simple and structured format. If you plan to create your own PDF or doc files, I recommend following the same layout. Doing so will help SkyMate parse the document correctly and automatically organize the checklist sections and items for you. Worth to mention, these checklists are generic and might need adjustment from your end. Now that the file has been downloaded, let's head back into the application. If we open the checklist, you'll notice that there are multiple sections covering different phases of flight, from cockpit setup all the way through shutdown procedures. Let's import it into the aircraft and see what happens. As you can see, SkyMate has automatically parsed the checklist and created all the sections and checklist items for us. From this point, you're free to customize everything. You can edit section names, modify checklist items, change the expected responses, remove steps you don't need, or add entirely new procedures. The imported checklist simply gives you a solid starting point. Before we continue, I'd like to show you another improvement included in this update. If you open the settings screen, you'll notice a new control binding called Quick Readback. This works very similarly to the push-to-talk button and can be assigned to any supported device, including joysticks, yokes, throttles, or other flight controls. The purpose of this button is to make checklist interactions significantly easier during critical phases of flight. As you already know, normal checklist interactions rely on voice recognition, which usually requires complete responses from the pilot. With Quick Readback, you can simply press a button and immediately confirm the current checklist item without needing to speak. Let's see how this works in practice. I already have a checklist loaded and ready to go. Instead of providing a verbal response for each checklist item, I'm simply going to press the Quick Readback button that I configured earlier. As you'll see, every time I press the button, the current checklist item is acknowledged and automatically marked as completed. Open the takeoff checklist, please.
Okay, Captain, opening the takeoff checklist. Throttle.
For this example, I'll be pressing my readback button only when I feel comfortable that the checklist item is completed.
Smoothly to full. Engine instruments. Green at full power. Airspeed. Alive. Rotation. At VR. Initial climb. VY. Checklist complete.
This can be particularly useful during busy phases of flight, when you want to move quickly through a checklist or simply prefer not to interact using voice commands. The feature is entirely optional, and you can continue using normal voice interactions whenever you prefer. The goal is simply to give you more flexibility in how you interact with your co-pilot and your checklists. And that's it for this update. We hope these improvements make checklist management faster, easier, and more convenient, especially when working with larger aircraft or more complex procedures. Remember that you can download generic checklists at our website, skymate.tech. As always, thank you for your feedback and support. It continues to shape the future of SkyMate. Thank you so much for watching, and happy flying.